It's all about housing numbers. So I just have a quick question. If with Welborne going to the right, would there be any effect on this development?
Sorry, Welborne going to the right of what?
The council have to determine so many houses in a 5-year period. So with Welborne going to the right now,
I'm not sure what you mean by going to the right.
Well, it's been delayed, put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what we're being told at the moment. I believe an application is coming forward at the end of this month.
That would be
it may be good, it may be
very
bad.
surprising if it did, and I'm
well,
sure it won't.
All I'm saying is, if Welborne is going to the right, it's been delayed, the council are not going to bring forward the housing numbers, would that have an effect on this development?
That would be down to, first of all, the planning committee's got to give a permission or a refuse, and if we assume the planning committee is going to refuse it, then that would become a matter for an appeal inspector. But what I do know is that if the council had no mechanism in place to deliver a single house at Welborne, then without a doubt that would be very much taken into account by any planning inspector. What the council is actually doing, of course, about Welborne is minded to pursue a compulsory purchase order against the owners of the entire site at Welborne to give certainty to its delivery. So had we not made that decision, and if we were in a situation now where there was a planning appeal going on with Hallam, then and the inspector said to us, well, so what's happening with Welborne then? Oh, we're waiting for a planning application which has been promised now for the last few years. Ah, well then we need housing, get on with it. Whereas, of course, if we're able to say, well, this is what we're doing, this is how we're trying to bring certainty, then, of course, one would hope that that will bring some extra layer of protection to this particular proposal.
Another quick question on that. But the crucial point surely will be, if Welborne's not delivering the housing numbers into the future, would there, on any appeal, and of course we're being speculative now on any appeal, but at that appeal, there is a risk, isn't there, that the any planning inspector might say, because the housing numbers not being delivered at Welborne, we'll have to pass this.
Well, of course, what is important is where housing is being delivered in the borough. And of course, Welborne was always set to come on stream and deliver well into the future, up to 2036. But we do have other sites, of course, which are coming forward and are being built out. So the judgment the inspector would need to take would be one around certainty of a 5-year land supply for housing in Fareham. And that would be where what the evidence would circle around. Is there any certainty around Welborne, and when is that likely to deliver in that 5-year horizon? And of course the programme that we're looking at for Welborne would see Welborne coming on stream within 3 years. So that would need to be taken into account by the planning inspector.